Welcome everyone, it's that time again. Happy hump day. Today it's all about haymaking. It's sunny and we've got the tractor out. So what is hay? Some people, talk about straw hay, all the same. Hay is made out of green plant material, which is this basically. And straw is usually the leftover after cutting grain, and you leave the straw behind. You can bale that up. There's not a lot of nutritional value in there, and so you would often use that just as bedding, or sometimes they use it to add extra fiber to a total mixed ration if you're feeding cows. In our case, we're cutting a high quality oaten hay. So we've been talking about this crop. We had a crop with crop grazing and all that. So this crop, I just want to show you, is basically just coming out of the booting stage. So you just see the little seeds emerging here, or which will be the seeds. And some plants are just like this one here is more like a thicker boot. You see that? It's just a thick, I can feel it here where the seed will be emerging on this side here. At that growth stage, when it goes from booting to setting seeds, it's extremely high in protein. So it's basically the best cutting stage for high protein, low fiber hay. And why is that? We're obviously milking camels, and milk contains a lot of protein. So we're making sure we're getting a lot of protein into our feed and to the hay that we're wanting to preserve throughout the whole year. This growth stage is not the best for total biomass. You see that? In this section it's actually a low crop. Some sections are much higher. The crop over the next couple of weeks will still grow a fair bit, but then all the energy of the plant will go into making seeds. Goes through flowering, then milky dough, and that's usually when most farmers cut. So they cut it much later than this, but at that stage the protein levels will go down and there will be a bit more energy in the seed. But if you cut it even later than that, you even run the risk that these little seeds here, they just fall to the ground, and guess what? Then all your energy, everything is gone to the ground. So we basically compromising best quality over yield. So we basically have to cut a little bit extra to get the quantity we need to get us through the year, but we have top quality. And so now, what do we have to look out for? First of all, cutting height. It's a brand new mower. You see that, my hand, the stubble height? It's perfect. It's, they say, like a can height. You want a certain stubble height so the cut material sits on top, like here. You see, like basically if I put this on the side, you see I can put my hand here. There's nothing there. It all sits loosely on top. So what else? To make hay, now we need to dry it. So we looked at the weather, and there's a 10-day corridor, beautiful weather. The weather will be even warmer in the next coming days. Now it's about 24 degrees and we're looking at 30 degrees in the coming days. And plus, you might hear it on the microphone, because I still don't have a professional microphone. I'll get one eventually. If you guys subscribe, and it's all worth me showing it, I'll get a little or good microphone. So yeah, just please hit that subscribe button, just a side note. So to dry it, we're using what we call a mower conditioner. And the mower conditioner cuts it at the front, and in the back there's like rollers where it goes through. And what they do is what you basically, if I lift this, you see how it's not staying straight. it's all kinked, you know, so it's kinked like this here, see? So it basically goes through a roller and goes like this, knick, knick, just to break the waxy, like the stem itself has a very waxy layer on the outside, and you hear it even. Hang on, do you hear it? Hang on. Knack. All right. So you do that to like give it a crunch, so the moisture can evaporate quicker with the sunlight, with the wind. So now we let it sit here for at least a week, up to 10 days. Some people leave it 2 weeks. In Europe, it's a bit different. You would go and tether it and mix it around, and you know, often they make it after 3-4 days. Here we only have a big rake, which I'll show you later when we get to that stage. We just let it sit here. The sun will bleach the material slightly, but the bleaching is not a quality concern, right? The bleaching will not change the quality, it's just discoloration. Another thing you can't see, but I tell you, this is extremely sticky. It's full of sugar. So the time of when you're cutting it is also important. So if you cut later in the day, the plant will do a lot of photosynthesis and produce more sugars. And if you cut early in the morning, the plants would have used a lot of sugars throughout the night when the sun is not out. So it's lower in sugar. But technically, in a practical sense, it's really hard. Because the plants, once they're cut off like this, they're still alive in a way. They will still keep assimilating and you know, breaking down some sugars. So what we're really doing is, wow, it's so sugary, I tell you, it's really sticky. What we're looking out for is more that the canopy is dry. So if you put your hand through all this, it's all dry. Because early in the morning we have a lot of dew in it and it's moist. So we waited until 11:30 until the wind picked up, the sun was out, and then everything is dried off. And now it's perfect cutting conditions. And so this should be the starting point now, once this comes all off, for a hopefully good quality crop that will keep us going for one season. And then the next step is raking it into rows, which I will show you, and then we bale it up. And hopefully that explains it a little bit to you. Let me know if you got any questions in the comments, and we can address them later when we talk about haymaking. Have a good day, enjoy your hump day, and please leave us a follow. See you next time.
Speech on. Stop recording video. Button.